This episode of the Mudshow Dirt Sheet brought to you by Griffin, walking on air.
You never thought he could feel so free. E.
Pop.
It's Tuesday. You know what that means. It's the Mudshow Dirt Sheet, competitive fantasy booking by two high guys in the Target demo. I'm Tim Ross. Ryan was on his phone. You'll see it on the video. Ryan, what were you looking at on your phone, man? What's more important to you than this podcast?
Honestly, almost everything. But we named a Squirrel Dan outside. And then I was asked if he likes sashimis and sushis. And I said I can imagine that he likes everything food-related.
Do you think for just quality reasons on the show this week, I should pull the blinds behind us so that you can't look at the beautiful menagerie you've created outside?
For quality reasons, probably yes. But for personal reasons, don't you fucking dare.
Need something.
Yeah, I can only stay entertained so long while we talk ins and outs of wrestling here, and I need to watch these squirrels just enjoy the feeders of all of the things that I gave them.
Oh, yeah, all the fruits that Ryan has given for them to eat. He's like God to these squirrels and birds.
Pretty much. Just spending American currency to make sure that my squirrels make it through the winter. You know, it's just who I am as a person.
Oh, yeah, generous man. This is not a podcast about Ryan's bird feeders, though. This is a podcast about AEW Dynamite, the best wrestling TV since Starrcade 84, which Ryan and I really enjoyed watching.
Painfully got through yesterday. Boy, was there some matches on there. At one point, Tim goes, "It's the same guy. It's the same guy. He was in the match earlier. It's the same guy."
Well, in my defense, it was
the same guy. He just came out in a tuxedo as a second in a match that he lost earlier in a match, and the second in the match on the other side was the match winner. It was the most insane thing.
The thing that bothered me about Starrcade 1984, and this is a podcast about 2021 wrestling.
Sure.
But the thing that bothered me about
the classics.
Oh yeah. We're students of the game. The thing that bothered me about Starrcade 1984 is that every time a J.J. Dillon guy came out, it said J.J. Dillon proudly presents, and it's like, you're proudly presenting this guy? Not one time you're not like angstily presenting? You're not sort of half-heartedly presenting?
Seemed like the J.J. Dillon guys didn't get the victories very often either.
Except for Tully. Shout out Tully.
Except for Tully. Shout out Tully.
Man, Tully looks the same.
Tully looks the same. Tony Schiavone looks the same.
Arn Anderson wasn't on the card to my knowledge. I know for a fact he looks exactly the same.
He looks a lot like his brother Ole, who was on the card.
Is that true? Shoot brother?
Yep. Oh, I don't know if they're shoot brothers or not, but they look alike. Certainly could be.
God, this is good podcasting.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we should talk about the thing we actually talk about.
I was going to say, you know what I hated about Starrcade 84?
What's that?
Is the fact that we watched it to see the main event, and we didn't even watch the main event.
Didn't even get there?
It was like 8.5 fucking hours to get to Dusty versus Rick, and we didn't even make it. Do you want to talk about that nice thing you said about Dusty, too?
What, that sometimes I can't understand what he said? You know, he's the best promo in the history of pro wrestling, except for those times, and they are, like, not that uncommon times where you can't understand what the fuck he's saying. Is that what you wanted me to say into a microphone, Ryan?
I bet that's exactly what Cody sounds like when he's drunk.
Bob, tell him about the show, Ryan.
This is what we do here. We fantasy book AEW Dynamite. We tell you how we would book it. We don't give a shit how they end up booking it, but if I were Tony Khan, if Tony Khan was over there, congratulations, Tony Khan, on what you've done to Fulham. You're about to win the championship again, but if you were over there in crisis and you needed something, we know you're listening. We know who you're going to call. It's going to be us because we've been pretty good at this fantasy booking part.
Oh, yeah. Nearly as good at fantasy booking as we are the real part of this show, the meat and potatoes, picking a number and a demographic for this cable program to do on a Wednesday night. And we do that every week. We've been pretty well, except for when we're exactly spot on. It's sort of a binary state of being pretty bad at it for a little while and then just hitting it on the head every once in a while.
Mm-hmm. And it normally goes through the pay-per-view cycles along with the viewership as well, as we do pretty shitty after pay-per-views. And then once we get closer to pay-per-views, it gets a little bit more dialed in.
Tuned in.
And good for you guys. We are right at the beginning, and we have been shit. And we have been both having to do punishments. And I have a punishment today. You see how nice it looks outside, Tim?
Nope.
Got to do a snow angel in a bathing suit.
Oh,
real quick. I'll say 8 seconds, 5 seconds. I don't know, something short, but just a quick snow angel in a bathing suit, get you in and out. Quick challenge, sucks pretty bad. It is what it is.
I don't own a bathing suit, but I do own a pair of jorts. Is that going to be sufficient for you?
As long as they're short enough.
Oh, I said jorts, Ryan. You know they're short enough. Yeah. Look how wide I can go.
Yeah. They got to be above the knee, or you have no
thigh coverage.
Yeah, exactly.
With you. I'm fine with that.
Exactly.
This week's podcast punishment: do a snow angel in a bathing suit. Ryan, you absolute sick fuck. You madman. You. From the sick, twisted mind of Ryan Peterson, go lay down in the snow.
It's just easy, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I hear you.
It is what it is. And we have a sort of filled out card. I'm assuming that we'll get one more match on this that we won't get to talk about, so we'll make one up at some point and talk about it. It'll probably include Dante Martin and Team Taz.
Dante Martin will
except
be in
I think he's in that casino battle, the Diamond Ring Battle Royale. There's a bunch of Team Taz guys in there, isn't there?
He could win it.
Sure, but he's not going to.
No, we all know who's going to win it. We all know what that is for.
Do we want to start with that then, since we all know who that's for?
Yeah, the Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal, AEW's yearly event for a prize that doesn't actually mean fucking shit.
Except to one person.
They start with 12. They battle royal down to 2. Next week we'll get a singles match, and the winner wins the Dynamite Diamond Ring. Currently held 2 years running, I might add, by Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
And I'll tell you what, I remember last year when I predicted something, and that was that they should just keep letting MJF win this. Let him be the first-time champion, let him be the first 2-time champion, let him be the first 3-time Diamond Ring champion. I love it. I love just continuously giving this to MJF.
Especially considering that it doesn't actually mean anything,
right.
He gets to brag about it all the goddamn time. He won't shut the fuck up about it.
Right.
And he gets to cheat with it.
Yep.
But this ring is not a title in any way, shape, or form. It is just a ring.
Yep. It just means that he won, he almost won a 12-person battle royale and then was able to cheat to win a singles match with whoever the second person is.
Yep. And this year, the other guy is... Why not just do Wardlow, since you've been teasing it so much? Why not just do Wardlow?
Ooh. I took a little bite of that. That's spicy.
Yeah,
that's spicy what you just did there. That is,
but it's tasty, isn't it?
Oh, it's a real tasty treat, and you could do that, couldn't you? And then you could have Sean Spears end it, in a cheaty way, and Maxwell becomes your third. Man, is that a good take? I don't really have anything else to say, like to justify how else you'd have anybody else win, because you need to get this storyline moving.
The thing about this thing is they've been very smart with it. It was Hangman year 1, get Max some nuclear heat.
Yep.
It was Jungle Boy year 2, get Max, some nuclear heat.
Yep.
Max has the heat right now. He's beating up CM Punk.
Was it? Oh, I wasn't sure if it was Jungle Boy or not. I thought it might have been Orange Cassidy or Darby last time. But either way, it doesn't matter.
Because they hadn't had a singles match in AEW, Max and Darby prior to the pay-per-view.
I thought he beat him before, but either way, I'm not super concerned about it. It's fine.
Some 155-pound babyface that made Jim Cornette have a fucking hemorrhage.
Yeah.
But the point is, MJF has the heat this year.
Yep.
So you use it to further a different storyline instead of just being a cheap prop to get MJF's cheap heat.
Yep. Also, you need to have MJF do it in his hometown,
Strong Island.
like that. Yeah. You love seeing MJF trying to get everybody to cheer him when he comes out there because you know he's just gonna say some shit when they do.
Oh yeah, the thing about him, and I love that you just copped a take that I had 5 days ago and shared it on the podcast.
Were you gonna remember it?
No,
Yeah.
but
You're welcome. I put you in the right track. You're welcome. I didn't steal it because you're gonna say some things. I didn't steal it. I'm letting you have it. Remember how I lead you into your takes?
Yeah. The beautiful thing about MJF is that if he gets booed when he comes out, that'll be great. But if he gets cheered when he comes out, that's going to be even better.
Oh, yeah.
Because MJF does not want you to cheer him, regardless of whether or not you're his beautiful hometown of Long Island, New York.
Yep.
You know, let's just have him rain some heat down.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of boos. I love it when they boo MJF because he's a bad guy and you're supposed to boo the bad guys. I'm such a good wrestling fan.
It's true. And me, I cannot boo him. I just sit there and smile dumbly while watching him going, this is just the best.
Man, he's so
good.
This
is just the best. It's just, I don't know how many nice things I can say about MJF of just how absolutely perfect he is. And I love it. He's my favorite wrestler on the roster probably right now, of just absolutely being incredible. Everything he does. And when he beats CM Punk for the... maybe that's your other winner, and that's how we get this match.
You're just going to have CM Punk in a battle royal?
Wouldn't that be funny?
Wouldn't that be funny? That would be funny. I would like to see...
CM Punk on Dark?
Maybe one episode of Elevation. He could do, guest commentary for one of those just for, 15 minutes.
Bryan Danielson's doing it in full,
Infinito?
Green Man. Yeah, in full Green Man.
Yeah. Bryan Danielson is how I feel about how you feel about MJF. It's just warm fuzzies, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A heel that's a babyface luchador.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, who's that for? Is that for me, Tony? Thank
FTR's
you.
kind of doing the same thing.
Oh yeah,
babyface luchadors down in Mexico.
I don't think that they are. You might want to watch AAA Mania, but
I don't want to watch AAA Mania, but I do love the shit they're posting on the tweets.
Greatest luchadors ever.
That's right.
That's probably plenty of take for the Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal.
Sure. Don't give a fuck about anybody else in it besides... Team Taz is going to be cool in there.
Yeah, and they have Dante Martin now for some reason. Because Darius is coming back, I think.
It sounds like it. He was talking that he was going to talk to Leo Rush. Could you imagine getting a Dante versus Darius type scenario?
Tell you what, I bet there'd be a lot of jumps in that match. Mm-hmm. Bet there would be a lot of time spent in the air.
You think it's been 5 minutes yet?
Griffin, 5 minutes yet? Oh, yeah.
Barb.
Friend of the show, Barb. Meg got kicked out of the room last week.
Oh, water touched my lips.
Yeah, but you put fresh water in it, right?
Oh, some spill. God damn it, Burb. That's not fresh water. That's stale water. And it touched me right in my lips.
Not potable water, if you will. Call back to a different episode.
Call back to one of our better episodes. Oh, all right. Well, now this show's going to get rolling in the proper direction.
Now
sure.
we're moving. Now we're fucking cooking.
That's right. I think we're going to move into the women's match. The one women's match we're allowed to have, Rio versus Jamie Hayter.
Thought you were done talking shit about Tony Khan and women's wrestling.
This is on TNT since the exec sent it down,
Oh, yeah. I hear you. Boise. Is Jamie Hayter going to lose this fucking match again? And I can't have it anymore, Ryan. Why are they doing this to my girl, to my queen?
Well, because she can actually wrestle and Rebel can't.
That's a
big fucking woodpecker. Holy shit.
Wowza. Griffin, you got to come see this.
He just took off. Damn it. We'll get Griffin on camera. I'll be less crazy about it next time, Griffin, and you can walk in front of the camera and see it. That was a... Whew. That's why you get bird feeders right there, folks. That's extra. That's woodpecker stuff that I put on there, too.
Woodpecker?
Oh, yeah. Nice. Yeah. The reason that Jamie Hayter's going to lose this match is because Rebel can't wrestle.
Yeah, but certainly somewhere on the roster there is someone who can wrestle better than Rebel that can't wrestle better than Jamie Hayter.
For sure, and it's most of them.
And it's literally, it's like 75% of the roster. So just like, stop. You just got to spring the trap on this Jamie Hayter Britt Baker feud, and soon, because I truly can't think of a Jamie Hayter clean, easy 1-2-3 victory that was a satisfying wrestling match for this incredible women's wrestler to have.
I think you could have her win tomorrow night. I think you could have her beat Rio, but it would be dirty. Actually have Britt Baker help Jamie Hayter for once instead of just constantly make her lose. I think it would help solidify the team a little bit if you beat Rio like that. And then you could have a situation where she beat Rio, Rio gets that title opportunity, Jamie Hayter should get it, and then that's how you spring the trap on him. It's just one of those things where the idea of Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker was so much better than the way it's worked out, and you just hope that you get the payoff a little bit sooner rather than later. This isn't your long-term Wardlow MJF thing. This needs to be a ready to go type of thing.
And it's pretty clear that was maybe what they were trying to do a little bit. Mm-hmm. But, I was pretty boned up for it when you started realizing stuff like Jamie Hayter wasn't doing the DMD and some of those very subtle hints. You just need to get it done, because in the meantime, Jamie Hayter is just like a lower mid-card flat... Griffin, cut that. Thank you. I did a word salad.
It's going to be a real tough cut when I'm taking a hit in the middle of it.
Well, put it back up to your lips and we'll see what Griffin can... Because without springing the trap on this feud, Jamie Hayter... Or don't cut it. Jamie Hayter is just a lower mid-card babyface who's losing all the goddamn time. And I don't like that. She's better than that. She deserves more than that. And the only way you're going to get that at this point is to just get this fucking feud with Britt Baker over and done with. And this is my way of just talking myself into saying that...
Phone off the counter.
Whoever is not winning the TBS championship, Ruby Soho or Thunder Rosa, maybe it's just time to, get one of them a little gold and do a new thing. Because I love Britt Baker. I think I've made that very clear on this show. But it's getting a little stale. Just a little stale.
I think you could have Britt Baker retain. I'm assuming at Winter is coming against Riho. And then I think you could have her lose Battle of the Belts to most likely a Thunder Rosa in a quick lead up. I think you could probably have Jamie Hayter even cost her the belt in that scenario. Then you could have the Jamie Hayter Britt Baker feud not be for the title. And you can kind of do it however you want. And maybe you have Jamie Hayter win, and that's how you have Britt Baker take a little break. Fucking big ass woodpeckers back on the new one.
God, your lips to God's ears, man. That was nearly perfect fantasy booking.
Griff, come here.
Griffin, go look at the woodpecker.
He's on the big one here. You see him?
That's a big fuck off.
It's a big fucking woodpecker. Nice. God, this is good podcasting. We should do a bird watching podcasting from right here.
I'm interested.
And we could just call it bird watching with the Mudshow dirt sheet. And we just spend an hour sitting here watching birds and talking about it. That would be fucking hilarious.
Do you think you could film it over the shoulder so that you're getting a shot out the back window?
I bet he could film it from like that window. I could take the screen off that window and you could just put it on these two bird feeders.
And we'll just do voiceover. We don't even have to be on camera. I love this.
That would be hilarious.
What a treat that would be. We'll put it on the YouTube.
I think that would get more YouTube subscribers. Tim and Ryan bird watching chat over Tim and Ryan wrestling chat for sure would be.
Backyard birding with Tim and Ryan.
That's right.
We'll both do our best fucking NPR voices.
In the north suburbs of Minnesota. Here we are in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. Today we have a beautiful white and red woodpecker.
Man, isn't that something? You see them, eating a little easy food, but those woodpeckers have a hard life digging into trees all day.
Oh yeah, and here we provide the proper suet for the woodpeckers. So yes, we did call him with our treats. God, he's fucking huge when he lands on shit like that. It's just absolutely beautiful.
Mark.
Yeah, I'm a big woodpecker, Mark. Woody the Woodpecker was my favorite cartoon when I was a kid. I love fucking woodpeckers.
Tim Ross Sr. in absolute shambles listening to this. You should ask Senior how he feels about woodpeckers sometime, Ryan. You'll think he's less cool.
He probably would hate this bird watching podcast that we're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Man, he's a big fucker, though. Big guy. Do you think Tim Sr. still listens? Is he one of the 14?
Oh, 100%. Daily.
Nice.
Talks about episodes every time we hang out.
God, he's the best. Shout out to Senior.
Shout out friend of the show, my dad.
Also, I just named this woodpecker Senior in honor of Tim Senior.
Wow, generous.
Tim Senior. This woodpecker's name. This woodpecker's for you. It's like this bud's for you, but it's this woodpecker.
And that is how we feel about
Jamie Hayter versus Rio. I had a good wrestling take in there, so I'm fine.
Yeah, me too. I feel like we both just got there just fine.
Keep it all, Griffin.
Keep every second of it,
We don't cut this. I think then. I mean. I don't know exactly how this card's going to go because you could main event with the Bucks, you could main event with Bryan Danielson, Johnny Hungy. It doesn't matter to me how you want to do it. I want to talk about the Bucks first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bucks versus this version of Best Friends of
or Roppongi 3K. It's Chuck Taylor and Rocky Romero. Yep. Boise, is this just something that they talked about in 2011 Chikara?
Yeah.
And the Bucks are like, I mean, I guess we'll do it on TV since we did make that deal, when we were wrestling in Chikara in 2011.
Can I make one suggestion?
Sure.
Please bring Trent back. Boy, do I miss Trent.
Trent got dropped on his head a lot. Trent was taking big boy New Japan bumps so that Chuck Taylor could do awful waffles, and that's it.
Ugh, man, do I miss Trent. I'm a big Trent guy.
Yeah.
Question mark.
There's no such thing as not a big Trent guy. If Trent was 2 inches taller and kept a little bit more of the hair, he would be the WWE champion right now.
Trent is the second best member of Chaos.
Behind Kazu?
Yeah.
I mean, plus or minus a Tomohiro Ishii, I totally agree with you, but that's just flavor. That's personal opinion.
Trent can do more than Ishii, and I think Trent can do some of the Ishii stuff well. Like when you see Trent get mad and do Trent versus Miro stuff. Oh,
that was good.
Remember how good that was? That's a big callback too, because that was a long time ago. To you, to you Mudshow Dirt Sheet listeners,
to our faithful.
This is like episode 28, almost like half a year. Well, over half a year of episodes if we did it weekly, which we don't. But I think we're doing pretty good here.
Yeah, I think the first episode we put out was in February.
Revolution Onion.
We're coming up on a year.
Yeah.
We should do something special to celebrate a year.
Sure. Give away one of our treasures.
Easy. First of all, your treasures. Second of all, no, those are my treasures.
Yeah, we can definitely talk. If you guys have ideas for our year episode or what you guys think, maybe we could have a couple. Maybe we try to do it so we could invite like John and have
a semi-live show.
Yeah, have a live audience, have some people get into some microphones that normally don't. Would love to have that,
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, all 14 of you invited to the house. Matt and Izzy, if you guys want to come back in town, we could.
More than welcome.
Yeah,
I'm sure we can plan it around like a first show or something.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be at that synagogue show on the 19th, and that's going to be real tasty.
Tony, we understand that you can't make it. You're a busy guy. Don't even feel bad, Tony.
Tony, here's the deal. We know that you don't have it count on Anchor for us because you don't want it tracked back to you because you're using the dark web server out there to get to the Mudshow Dirt Sheet. But
it's fine, man. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
We appreciate the listen. It's not a pressure thing, is what we're saying. For anybody, including Tony Khan.
Right. But, Tony, if you want to swing through, I could set up the air mattress downstairs for you.
Yep. Does Don Callis come out with the Bucks for this?
Man, you hope so. Boy, was it nice seeing him on TV the other day. You're just sitting there.
Walked through a picture.
Yep. You're just sitting there waiting, kind of looking at your phone, seeing what's going to happen. Then you're like, wait a second. Was that
Don Callis?
Don just walking through?
Is that Kenny Omega's friend, Don Callis?
And then just the quick acknowledgement from the Bucks to him was real nice. Sure, if Don wants to come out, maybe Don is going to be your commentary person in place of JR, a permanent type. Boy, would you like to see that? Because He is good. He is.
Oh yeah.
You know, for a guy who doesn't like wrestling, he is the best commentator in the game.
Kid, I'll tell you when you're over. The best Don Callis quote I've ever heard. Kid's got no fans cheering for him. He asked me, how do I know when I'm over? I'll tell you when
I'll tell you when you're over.
He's incredible.
Yep. Yeah, I'd love to see Don kind of replace JR on the booth until JR's healthy to good to go. Or
however long, but JR healthy and good to go for sure, for most definitely.
Yep.
But you could just leave Don Callis and Excalibur and Tony Schiavone or Eddie Kingston or Ricky Starks. As long as 2/3 of it is Don Callis and Excalibur, you have the best booth in wrestling, and it's not close.
I'm a Ricky Starks fan, and he's been like not great on commentary the last couple of weeks. He's quiet. He doesn't say much, and I think part of it is having Taz there.
I think it's a huge part of it. They just don't do well together.
Yeah.
They fill the same space.
Yeah.
Griffin just coming in with a hot take.
Yep.
Listen
we
to
need
this
to
guy.
get a box with a third microphone so he can chime in at some points.
Yeah.
Just run it around there.
It's a good idea.
We want to get a new box anyways.
Yeah.
But like Griffin has good wrestling takes now. It's not like when he first started watching, he used
Griffin,
to just say
what was
dumb
that
shit.
smart fucking thing you said on Wednesday? I don't remember.
I don't either. He did say something really smart.
I
though.
I remember literally stopping watching wrestling and looking over at Griffin like, you fucking mark.
I agree. You know, they fill the same space. Griffin says it best. And I'm a Ricky Starks fan, but when you get him in a place where he just gets the microphone to himself, he is proven time and time again how good he is. I just think Taz ruins that for, you know, almost everybody in his group.
Yeah. And we're not Taz guys around here, except for specifically on dark commentary with Excalibur.
Yep.
But I think part of the problem that fucking Rampage commentary team has is that it's very clear there's no tone yet. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's become clear that like Dark has a certain tone.
Yep.
Rampage doesn't have a certain tone, you know? It's the one that they can't decide if they're allowed to be funny and pop each other or if they're a serious commentary booth. It's just like you gotta decide. And I think either is fine.
Yeah. I think that you could even tween it a little bit. Like if you have, you know, like the Tony Nese, Sammy Guevara match last week, if you went serious commentary booth during that, and then when you get a little bit more of the mud stuff, let them go, let them free ball a little bit, you know, and I think that would be a better way of doing it than whatever you're doing now where you're kind of confused at all times.
Yeah. We should probably talk more about this match, maybe.
The Bucks and Rocky Romero?
The Bucks versus Chaos.
Sure.
Crazy that they're just doing like a match from Chikara 2011. I said that one already, but like also New Japan Tours.
World Tag League.
Yeah. just mixing them up, man.
I'll tell you what, it wouldn't be in Junior Tag League because Chuck Taylor no longer fits in that division.
No, he does not. The saddest part about this match for me is we're not going to see an awful waffle because the Bucks do not take neck bumps, especially from Chuck Taylor.
For sure not going to take one from Chuck Taylor.
You know, maybe from Pentagon, but
maybe Bran would
Hey, Tony.
Bran could take an awful waffle.
Tony, there's no problem with you not coming to the party, but Bran Cutler could take an awful waffle just as a little treat for me this match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm just not super wanting to see Rocky Romero wrestle.
Except for that match with Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, I mean, but that's Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson has just been
perfect.
You know, just launching off, you know.
Is that what that meant?
If you watch the video, you'll see it.
Shout out the YouTube.
That's right. Shout out to the 4 YouTube followers that we got. Yeah,
hit that subscribe button. Ring that bell.
For notifications.
Ring that championship bell. I mean, this is going to be good. The Bucks don't wrestle a bad match. Rocky Romero will get through it. Chuck Taylor, we'll see what he's got left in the tank. At his age, I'm not sure if he'll be able to make it, but we'll try.
And he will be wearing a tank. So.
Yeah, he'll be wearing a shirt because, that's what dumpy body wrestlers do.
Hey,
I'm wearing a shirt during this podcast right now.
Pop the whole room. Bucks win. Some cheaty way that reminds us that they're heels.
Oh, yeah.
Because they did that nice thing for Hangman Page.
And it sets up Adam Cole versus Wheeler Yuta.
Hey, Ryan. Hey, look at you and your smart guy wrestling takes. They fucking love Wheeler Yuta in Jacksonville.
Because then you're going to get, that's going to set up the Orange Cassidy, Adam Cole.
Or you couldn't do that. Or what if Adam Cole just is your next TNT champion,
Man, would you like that?
Boy, wouldn't that be good.
Sammy is stale to me. I don't like him as a face. I don't like him as a heel that much. I get that everybody else does, and maybe I just don't get it. Twitterverse, of all of you guys that follow us, if maybe I just don't get it, then maybe I don't get it. But, I am ready for Sammy to drop this belt and put it on something. I haven't been this disinterested in the TNT title since Cody's second reign.
Ever.
That's a Britt Baker replacing the pillars.
Yeah.
Facts, Griffin. Big facts. Britt Baker was replaced and unreplaced 2 or 3 of these guys,
Yep. Get Sammy feuding with Jericho, something like that.
Something new.
Yeah, get it. I don't know. I don't know what you're going to do with Sammy to get me interested in the TNT title, but I said it last week after watching Rampage. My favorite thing about the Sammy Guevara-Tony Nese match was Tony Nese.
Yeah.
Boy, was he good.
Tony Nese, incidentally, from Long Island, New York.
Oh.
So, maybe he's a little surprise treat somewhere on this Dynamite card. I would love to see that.
I'd like to see him maybe coming out and joining like a Bryan Danielson, starting a faction of just good wrestling, beefy boys.
Yeah, I would like that. I would like that a lot. Really anything with Tony Nese, because, hey, he's got an 8-pack, and he's good at wrestling, and I like both of those things, man. Just put him in a feud with Pac. Just get those 2 guys in the ring at the same time and let them grate cheese off of each other.
Remember my great Tony Nese take?
That he's Tiny Jay White?
Yep, Tiny Jay White.
Open up that, like I said, open up that forbidden door and just have Taiji Ishimori walk out. And then you could have Taiji Ishimori, Tony Nese, Pac. That is a 3-man match with 26 abs.
I was going to say about
least
42 abdomen muscles in there. Yeah. And then you could get Tai Chi in there to round off the ab party.
Right.
Pop.
Right. He's a 40-year-old man.
He's a young pop star.
He's a 40-year-old man.
He's the biggest pop star in the world.
He
what
doesn't
are you
even sing the
talking
music.
about?
He doesn't even sing the music, Ryan.
I don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't sound right. Someone's going to have to prove that to me.
Ryan,
I'm going to need to see video evidence to prove to me that he does not do that.
Ryan, he has never not worn the pants, and he has never not torn them off into trunks.
I'm trying to add that up. He might have lost a Yanu match before he was able to tear off the pants.
I don't think that's true, man. I think that every single Tai Chi match I've ever watched is pants start on, pants end off.
Have you watched a Tai Chi Yanu match?
No.
Man, we should watch one of those. I bet that's just fucking dog shit.
Oh, you miss New Japan, huh, Mark?
I miss good New Japan a lot. Yeah,
And that's
I
why
miss
you're a fan
when
of
we
the-
first started watching New Japan. I miss that a lot.
Ryan over here just I miss good New Japan matches. Like Tai Chi Toro Yanu.
Yeah.
You're an insane person.
Kinda. I love it. I love people who just commit to bad gimmicks. And like we were talking about the King of Dark Matter earlier today. And I was like, I just love full commitment to a bit. And Tai Chi is just fully committed to being a pop star.
Can I tell you how over I would be for Stardust returning?
I got to do something to get the fans on my side.
But if you're gonna do it, Cody, and you should do this, you also have to be Stardust on Roads to the Top.
Congratulations to season 2 and the continuation of our favorite segment, 1 minute and roads to the top.
Could you imagine? They just have Stardust on Roads to the Top, and he's just like giving behind the camera interviews, and he's like, Stardust does not care about red velvet.
How many times do you think that Brandy Rhodes has come home to like Cody with his drunken friends and he's just painted up like Stardust doing the whole bit for his friends? And she's like, you guys, what did I fucking tell you about it? Stop making him do this shit.
Fucking wrecks the bathroom every time. It takes him an hour and a half to get this shit up. He's just doing cartwheels around their coffee table.
Oh, man, you can just see it.
Where is our daughter, Cody?
Liberty is taken care of.
Stardust has no daughter.
Oh, man. What a fucking crazy fucking episode this is going to be.
Could you imagine if Cody does turn full Stardust full time and that's when he decides he's running for Congress?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Stardust will be your representative in the Georgia 27th.
And, so the Young Bucks beat Chaos, and now we move into the main event of Bryan Danielson versus Johnny Hungy, John Silver.
This is going to be very good. The thing about John Silver...
Small.
Very small. But the thing about John Silver is he's actually a very good wrestler. I don't know if any of you have seen John Silver perform a spin doctor. It's the best fireman's carry move in wrestling.
If John Silver was 6 inches taller, he'd be Stu Grayson.
Yeah, I think he's better than that even.
Oh, whoa.
You heard it here first.
Whoa. We got controversy now.
Dude, straight up good wrestler, John Silver.
Hey, and I agree. And every single time that you get Stu Grayson wrestling on TV, all everybody ever talks about him is how great Stu Grayson is. I think that Stu Grayson might be your best wrestler out of the Dark Order. I don't include Hangman in that because he's never officially joined.
I like straight up, I think it's John Silver. And I know that's crazy to say, but like John Silver versus Adam Cole was one of my like favorite matches, you know? That was just fun.
The thing for me is that I like John Silver when he tags, because I think him and Alex Reynolds have a couple of really fun, quick moves and things of that sort. And I think Johnny has those, but I think he excels with a partner, whereas I think Stu Grayson has a little bit more of a full singles wrestler's moveset. But I mean, Johnny hasn't put on a bad match when he's had the opportunity to go. He goes, and didn't he get the pin in that Elite Tag match?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, so clearly people in the company are high on this man, and, you know, let him have fun here. And the problem is that he's going up against a guy who is going to kill him.
Oh, yeah. And he is.
Yeah.
Because that's Bryan Danielson's new gimmick is like, I'm going to hurt you. Mm-hmm. I'm going to kick you a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, this is what we've been talking about AEW missing is just a serious wrestler who is mean and hurts you a lot.
Yeah, this is what you and Jim Cornette have been talking about, that AEW needs is a serious, take shit serious wrestler, and that's what Bryan Danielson is performing. He's making you and Jim Cornette happy, and you got to be proud to be on the same. You got to be a proud boy. Aren't you just a proud boy, Tim, to be on the same side as Jim Cornette? You proud boy.
Oh my God, you were doing Christmas shopping for me when you looked up Proud Boy t-shirts. Yeah. And I saw that you bought a couple,
yeah.
But I'm not a large anymore, Ryan, so thank you.
Had to become a member to order those t-shirts. So
had to become a member or had to hit the forgot my password button?
Just needed to put in my ID number.
He did not look at large Proud Boy shirts.
No. I don't know how to log into the computer.
No, he wears a large now. Itty bitty tiny boy.
I can't fit into a large. I would look like old Ryan fitting into an extra large.
I think certain larges, like a Hanes large, you'd be fine in.
Just a plain
Maybe
white.
Maybe a Marmot large.
Just a plain white.
You are just a plain white, Ryan.
Ain't that true? Hey there, Delilah. We're talking about.
It's crazy that winter is coming. I think it's like next week, isn't it?
It's the 15th.
In 8 days, we are going to see Bryan Danielson versus Hangman Page for the AEW title live on TV. It's like, thank you, Tony. Thanks for that, Tony.
And I don't want to be the only person, but maybe I will be the only person to say this, but I think that Hangman's title run has been pretty disappointing, and you might as well just give it to Danielson. Take the belt off of Hangman. What's he done since he's got the belt? Just take it off of him and let Danielson run with the belt.
Oh, man, you're the worst person. You're the worst person. He's just a fucking white meat babyface. He hasn't even done anything in his 19 days as champion. Oh, man. The problem is you're not like 100% wrong about why don't you just give it to him,
Yeah.
Bryan Danielson only has like 3 years is what he said. It's only been 4 months, but it's been a very good 4 months.
If he's only got 3 years, he only has 2 years and 8 months left. And why is he not world champion?
He's so good.
Yep.
Man, he's so good.
Yep. You go back and you listen to us go, the Danielson thing's nice, but I'm so glad that we got Adam Cole. Like, that's the real treat. And here we are just... like, seriously, just shit on my face.
Yeah, oh yeah. Agog at the quality of wrestling Bryan Danielson has just done.
I'll eat the cat poop.
Oh, man. Bryan Danielson wins here after kicking John Silver's head in and then
and I'd like
putting
to hear
him in a submission.
I'd like to hear Don Callis call it as cattle mutilation, as I would like the victory to be.
God, cattle mutilation is just the best submission in all of wrestling, isn't it?
And I think having Don Callis call a cattle mutilation will be great.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just further saying that I think Don Callis should be on commentary.
I love Don Callis, man.
And he is good.
The problem is you got to get him off of there then for when Kenny comes back to New Japan.
Not a chance. Kenny's well, yeah. You're not going to need Don when Kenny comes back to AEW because he's going to be coming back as a screaming white hot baby face.
Of course he is. He
will no longer be a heel. He will be the most cheered man in all of sports, as he deserves for carrying that title a year through a pandemic, keeping everybody interested, like making mistakes of what was the exploding ring into comedy bits. Like fixing things, and then just putting on banger after banger.
Just 5-star matches with an absolutely broken body.
And can't just dizzy in the ring. And that's how I feel about Bryan Danielson and John Silver.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me say, I cannot say enough how I feel about Bryan Danielson versus John Silver is I can't wait for Kenny to be back.
That's right.
And it can be a long time. I don't even care.
Because when he comes back is when we're going to get the Kenny and Bryan Danielson program that we all deserve.
Yep. Because we've been good. We've been so good all year.
I started wearing my mask again.
Oh, yeah? Because it's cold?
Because it's cold. It's very cold. Much warmer on your face when you're walking in these Minnesota winters.
Oh, yeah.
So mask up, folks.
It's like... He's just taking his own freedoms away.
Oh, man. So now we get to what we like to say, meat and potatoes.
Main event. The main event.
You want to give us one?
I would really rather
Come
not.
on,
Can
man.
Can
How
I
many
share
have I
with you?
given?
It's your thing. I don't want to do your thing, Ryan. Why don't you give us one?
No, give me one.
No, I'd love to hear you do one.
You give me one, and then I'll give you one.
It's time for the main event.
See, that was too good. I'm not giving you one. Let's get into this.
No. We had a deal. Can I tell you how confident I felt about that?
I saw it. I mean, that's what I was saying. That was too good. All right, I'll give you one. It looks like the time for talking is done. It's time for the main event.
I thought that was good. Yeah, I
stood
enjoyed
up
that.
straight for that one.
Could Could you give us one as Morrissey?
All the talk is done. Why do I go to the main event?
I liked it. I appreciated that.
All my life, why do I give all of my time to people who don't care if I live or die? Fuck Morrissey, he's awful.
Time for the main event.
It is time for
The
the main
number
event.
and the demo.
This squirrel is just main eventing all over that bird feeder right
Marking
now.
out for the squirrel during the most important part of the fucking show,
You
Ryan.
guys, he's hanging upside down, full 4 legs holding it, eating from the middle of it.
the
It's
Ray
just
Phoenix
incredible.
of eating off of that bird
That's
feeder.
right. We named him Squirrel Dan. It's pretty good.
You did.
Yeah.
He said we did. What he meant was you did.
Yeah.
I still have to go first because neither one of us can win.
Yep.
0.33.
Under.
Sad. Sad but true. Sad but
Like
true.
your favorite band, Metallica.
I mean, you and Chris Jericho, man. Just big Metallica guys. You, Chris Jericho, and Frankie Kazarian.
I know that you were a big fan of the drummer for shutting down that free internet music because you hate that the kids don't want to pay for music anymore.
His name is Lars Ulrich, and he's a hero. He's just protecting the rights of those millionaires,
Oh, yeah.
like a hero does, Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
Like a real American hero does.
Oh, yeah.
Just protecting the rights and the property of millionaires.
Protecting the people who are supposed to be protecting the people.
So smart.
All right. I am going to go... $8.51.
Was that like literally last week's number?
I don't know.
You did 933 last week.
No, I mean like the actual.
Oh, it was like 875 last week.
Griffin just in here with the research. You knew Griffin knew the numbers. Ever since he went to Dealey Plaza, he won't stop talking about the numbers.
Oh, man. Felt like that was pretty good.
I keep trying to produce an out-and-out winner, so I'm going to take the over and hope that my number's better than yours.
Yeah.
But, you know, it hasn't been great.
Honestly, though, the product's good, and I know we talk about how it's all that matters. I don't give a fuck. The product's been so good, and I love wrestling.
It's just
I love AEW.
It's just that post pay-per-view hangover, man.
Yep. Going live West Coast is hard too.
Yep.
You know, because you're watching it at 5 o'clock. You know,
Yep.
but
Everybody's happy. We're happy. You know, TBS is TNT, Warner Media is clearly happy. Tony Khan's clearly happy. This number doesn't matter as much as we pretend it does. And
right.
we're not
especially
saying,
now we won the war.
and we're not saying that because we're both just fucking sad that the number is bad. That's not what it is.
No.
Promise that's not what it is.
Nope.
We're not
Nope.
stinky AEW marks who only care about the number, and when the number's bad, we pretend we don't care. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't even matter. Like it's
Unless the number's great.
then it matters.
Oh yeah.
For sure it matters.
Then fucking suck it, Vince. You
Yep.
know, the number is all that matters.
Yep.
Unless it's not that good. And then it's just, you know, it's about the stories.
Listen, it's like
'Cause aren't we
this
all-
is just that time of year.
Aren't we all just storytellers?
Big news day. You know,
Big news day for sure. What with the
the news. I mean, the world ending and
Oh, yeah.
the pandemic, and you know.
And on that cheerful note, let's move on to our thank yous. Let's start with thank you, dear listener. We appreciate you very much. We say that every week. We mean it every week.
Oh, yeah.
If it's not too much to ask, we'd love a 5-star review, a rating, a share, a tweet, whatever you've got.
Share
a
would be huge.
like and a subscribe and ring that bell.
Like I said,
Hey, ring that bell.
ring that championship bell.
Ding. Ding.
Yeah, we're on the YouTubes.
Oh, yeah. We are on the YouTubes. Well, before I thank Griffin, I got to do the Twitters. At the GGRP, all caps, it doesn't matter.
Bullshit,
I'm at
it
Tex
matters.
Mahogany, I don't tweet. And the podcast is on Twitter at Dirt Sheet Pod. Griffin, I'm going to fucking nail this week. Look me in the eyes, I do this for you. I want to thank Griffin. He's our art director. He's our editor. He's our executive producer. He's my favorite boy. You can find him on Twitter at SugarlessPho and on Instagram at Griffin Mern. Yeah, you like that? You like that good plug? He's doing... You see what he's doing? You see what he's doing behind the camera, listener? If I told you, you wouldn't believe me. Yeah, oh yeah. But he was mostly doing this, like Pepe does. He's on the chans, is what I'm saying. You can find Dom, who did our incredible fucking podcast music. Listen to it every week. Mark out for it every week.
Rumor has it that there is a remix in
Whoa. Dirt sheet spoilers? That's crazy. Can't wait to hear that. Please go find Dom on Instagram at WaistbandMN, at Ringer and at Dominic_Jadrich. I was doing so good, and then I had to try the fucking soft J that Ryan does every time, and just missed it.
Thanks to Grizzy for putting up with us this week.
Man, she was so good this week.
She was.
Didn't even need to say in or out one time.
Mm-hmm.
Join us next week for more smart wrestling takes by dumb wrestling marks.